Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading for October 2024. So how are you doing? How was your September? How was the full moon for you? The full moon in Pisces, that was on the 18th of September. That was pretty intense. I felt it intensely. Feel free to share. So before I begin, I'll let you know that there's going to be a new moon solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October. And Pluto will be going direct in Capricorn on the 12th of October at last. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. You may have heard me mention before this Pluto business because I keep going on about it. That I've had a 15-year cycle with Pluto in my sixth house and I can't wait for it to get out. So I'm hoping it brings positive shifts. I mean, obviously, I have to play my role in that as well. But like any destiny, karma, whatever that has been restrictive, hopefully that's gone and we can move on. But anyway, I'll bear that in mind when I'm doing the reading as well. So you may want to check what houses those things are happening in your birth chart. So new moon solar eclipse in Libra, 2nd of October, Pluto going direct in Capricorn on the 12th of October. These are the oracle decks I'll be using for today's reading. We'll start off with a message from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. Before we do that, I'll tell you about the meditation. Well, before the meditation, so I know random stuff happens sometimes and it's like irrelevant, but I felt the need to say something to you about this one. So I was just sitting here, literally just about to start your reading, and I heard a random beeping. I think it beeped. How many times did it beep? It was either 3 times or it beeped. It was like 3 times too, like beep, 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 and then beep, beep, beep again. And I don't know what it was because it did that and then it just literally stopped. So it may have been because I live in a flat in an apartment. It may have been someone else's apartment, but it sounded like it was in mine because it was very close. But it stopped as pretty almost as quickly as it started. It did make me go though. I did go to check my carbon monoxide. What do you call it? You know, the things that you have in the home that can pick a detector, carbon monoxide detector. I checked that. So somebody may want to check any things that provide alarms or alerts for them. You might just want to check on that, or there might be something you need to be alerted to. I felt the need to say that. Stuff happens and I don't always feel the need to say something, but that one I felt the need to say something. I swear the carbon monoxide one is very good because it almost deafened me. So you definitely want one of those to warn you if there's carbon monoxide in your home. It may be a warning to someone to get a carbon monoxide detector, to be honest. Anyway, so other than that, so in the meditation, I saw a bed and I saw a man getting up out of this bed. You know, like when you get up in the morning and you sit up on the edge of the bed and stretch. I don't think I've ever done that, to be honest, but okay, I kind of like half roll, half drag myself out of bed because I'm not a morning person. Don't get me wrong, I'm used to waking up at the crack of dawn, but I don't think I'll ever like it. I'll never love it. So yeah, although I do appreciate sometimes if I've had, because I get insomnia every now and then, if I get insomnia and I'm like awake at like 5 a.m., especially when it's summertime and you get up and the sun's rising, and that is a beautiful moment, that is, to be honest. And actually that kind of feels like kind of something along the lines of what I saw in the meditation. That's nice because you haven't been forced by an alarm. See, alarms again. You haven't been forced by an alarm to get out of bed and had your peace disturbed by an alarm. But anyway, this person got out of bed. They just slowly took their time, went downstairs, put slippers on, went downstairs. I'm guessing they probably got themselves a hot drink. And then it was like they were sitting on, I don't know if you'd call it like a porch or veranda or decking or something, and just sort of sitting out and looking out. I think they were at the front of their house, but you could take it to be the back, like a back garden patio. And they were just sat in a comfy chair with their hot drink or whatever, just looking out and enjoying the view. And it just made me think, I mean, obviously you can derive your own meaning from it, but it made me think of this whole thing of relaxing and just enjoying the view and taking your time, just having a bit of peace and quiet. I did at one point see something like, I heard that alarm again, not literally, but in the meditation. And it kind of, it could have jolted the person slightly because obviously a loud sound is going to make you jolt. But it's almost like they turned around, looked at it and then thought, yeah, I ain't worrying about that. Because as I say, it was a quick alarm and then it sort of ended before it even, as soon as it started. And it's just that concept of, if you're trying to have a bit of peace and quiet and enjoy your peace, whatever's going on around you, there's probably someone else that can take care of it. So you might need to focus on your peace and quiet at this point in time and not let anything disturb it. You know, whatever fires need putting out, there's probably someone hopefully around that can take care of it, and you can continue with your peace. You know, it's like when you have a day off from work and then someone from bloody work phones you and you're like, come on, man, I'm having a day off, just leave me alone. This is why I hate WhatsApp groups for work. Yeah, it's the bane of everybody's existence, isn't it? Anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with a message from the Sacred Destiny deck for you. So what do we need to know for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising for October 2024, bearing in mind the new moon solar eclipse and the Pluto going direct in Capricorn? What do we need to know for Taurus, please? I can barely shuffle for some reason. I think it's because I bent my cards in a weird way. Okay, there we go. You've got 2. You've got power, and you also have enlightenment. So we'll put those over here. Look how the colours match the agate slate. Is it called an agate slate? And as I said, we have enlightenment as well. So actually, I don't know, I'm putting it like that. Hopefully that's not blurry. And I'll get your tarot cards out and then I'll read that from the book. So again, what else do we need to know for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising for, just give it one more shuffle. No, one more. That's better. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising for October. Okay, so that's the central energy with the 2 of Pentacles, if you just bear with me. So I've got a new spread and I'm trying to navigate how to pull the cards out the way I want. So what I'm picking from the bottom are kind of like the underlying energies. That's why I'm putting that to the side for now. So these are the underlying energies behind each of the different parts of the cards within the spread. And I do like my table to be as neat as I can make it. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to navigate how to pull the cards out so that I can place them down neatly. This is your main energy. So 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. And then from the top of the deck, these are the cards for the spread. If you can see what I'm pulling. Okay. What feels like a burden here, to be honest? Something feel like a burden with that 4 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Or you'll be releasing some kind of burden at the least, because you've got Death there as well. You've got Justice. So actually, you've got 2 specific cards of, well, no, 3 specific cards of endings with the 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords and Death. And then Justice is where justice is served, isn't it, really? So let's look at the cards, the Power and the Enlightenment card. Oh, okay. So with Power and Enlightenment, you may be realizing I know this is a common tarot thing to say, what no longer serves you. What is it that no longer serves you? Right, Power, first of all. Mountain thunder. I love thunderstorms now. I used to be terrified of them as a kid, and now there's something about the thunder that sounds like music to me, strangely. Right. Like the fist of God thrusting up toward the heavens, the stark, ragged mountain holds firm as thunderbolts crash down on all sides. The sound is deafening as it echoes from mountain peak to mountain peak. Mountains represent strength, power, and permanence, as well as being a potent symbol for attaining spiritual heights as they extend into the sky toward the heavens. Thunder and lightning traditionally represent surging power, enlightenment, which is already here, and revelations of divine matters. Thunder ignites our deeper self and activates our primal and deep emotions. Together, the mountain and thunder symbolize immense power, vitality, and strength. The sacred landscape wants you to know this is your time. This is the time to claim your power and step into your potential. This doesn't necessarily mean that you will be without fear. You might feel uncertain, but do it anyway. Be courageous, let the world hear your voice, take a stand up for yourself and for others. Share your passion, teach from the heart, write, and your words will have great meaning. Hold your body as if you are incredibly valiant, noble, and brave. After all, you are. And the enlightenment message says, vast galaxy. A beautiful home galaxy is so large that if you traveled at the speed of light, it would take you 100,000 years to go from one end to the other. It is small compared to some galaxies. For example, the Hercules, a galaxy, would take 1.5 million years to cross at the speed of light. The realm of galaxies is so vast and so wide that it is beyond human comprehension, which is why the galaxy often symbolizes great enlightenment as well as faith in the forces much greater than us. The sacred landscape wants you to know enlightenment occurs when one steps out of the confines of an ordinary definition of self and expands into a greater awareness of the self within the universe. You are now reaching into the invisible realm of spirit and connecting with what you cannot see. Forces beneath the surface are supporting you on your journey. Have faith in yourself. You are so much more than you believe yourself to be. Have patience that there is a plan unfolding. The sky is the limit. This card represents enlightenment and signals that you are entering into a time of expansive, yep, that 100% makes sense, expansive transformation in a luminous and remarkable way. Trust that the changes ahead are for the greater good, for most certainly they are. Yeah, I really got that expansive energy, even from the power card, because of the thing with the mountains, and mountains are huge, and then the talk of the universe. So this may be a time for you where you're coming into a sense of how even to use your power to be expansive, or how expansive your power, the power that you have, how great the power inside you actually is. So main focal energy, we've got the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, and I'm gonna get clarifiers straight away. Oh, okay. So there could be something that's just coming in by itself about you. Are you playing it small? That's a question I feel the need to ask. Are you playing it small and feeling that you have limited options with that Two of Pentacles? Because that's only two things that person's working with, isn't it? And then the Knight of Cups is a lot more expansive than that. He's very much a dreamer where no dream is too big, like his dreams are limitless. So what do we need to know about that Two of Pentacles and Knight of Cups, please? We've got the Eight of Wands. And that is it Sagittarius, something to do with Sagittarius, Sun in Sagittarius? I'm not even going to guess, but I feel like it's Sag energy. I can't remember that without checking. Two of Cups, Four of Swords, and Five of Cups. One message that I get is, in terms of a romantic relationship, there may need to be some weighing up of the options of whether or not to communicate with someone. Like it looks like there's a bit of a pause here, and then obviously you've got the Two of Pentacles weighing up the options, deciding whether to communicate, concerns about getting hurt, or if it's like reaching out to someone that you've already had like a Five of Cups experience with. There's something around that. And then obviously if it was going to be a new relationship, then maybe the consideration, oh, do I want to do this again? I might get hurt again. There's that. What else? Still getting a bit of an energy of playing it small, to be honest. Whether it is playing it small because you don't, there's a bit of a lack of confidence. Again, if it was romantic, like lack of confidence in pursuing a relationship that you want. It doesn't have to be a relationship. The Two of Cups, it is relationships, but it can be a relationship with anything. As I've said previously, you have relationships with anything, don't you? But it's also a card of connection as well. So it can be about sharing your cup and connecting with something that you love. And the Eight of Wands can be action. It's not always communication. Sometimes it's about taking action. But again, are you playing it small? Overthinking even with the Four of Swords, when it's like, no, you can explore this. You can see what happens. I mean, I'm getting a bit of an explorer vibe with the Eight of Wands, and it spoke of the universe as well. But worries about getting hurt, possibly. Let's go deeper and see what else comes up. So past energies here with the Death card and the Four of Wands. Okay, well, that's like a massive change to the old foundation structure. Yeah, let's see what we get from the clarifiers from that. Part of the transformation or the change could be the growth. It's kind of like with that Four of Wands, it can be an energy of, oh, look what we've achieved. This is what we've achieved so far. This is great. What next? Kind of energy. So again, with this, I said, are you playing it small? It's like, could it be something where you can take it to the next level? If it's not something new, is it something where there's a need to take it to the next level or progress? And you could be playing it a bit small here. Or not knowing how to expand, to be honest. So Death, Four of Wands. This is a past energy. So this is where something's already happened. Eight of Swords, Justice. Temperance, Two of... Okay. So it looks like a change has already happened where you may have already freed yourself from something and it's like, what now? It can be a bit of a what now energy. Because you've got a choice to be made here. It's kind of like, you know, if you've left a job that it just wasn't for you, or you'd had enough or whatever. So you've done what was right for you. You've got your peace, or it could be a relationship. And now there's a choice about what direction you go in next. And again, that whole expansive type thing. But are you kind of either playing it small, or is it just that you don't know what to do because you don't know how much power you have and the ability to be very expansive in it? Let's look at the Justice card, which is there again. This is the challenge, and the Nine of Pentacles. Things about security are coming up quite a bit here, because you had the Four of Wands there, Nine of Pentacles there, and those are two things about having a sense of security. But it's fine to want to have a sense of security, but sometimes that can restrict us a little bit, where we're like, oh, well, I'll only feel secure and safe if I do such and such, or if I do it this way. And sometimes you have to think out of the box. If you do want to expand, you have to think outside of the box and do things outside of the box as well, compared to what you normally did. So anything else anything for Justice and the Nine, excuse me, Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this one was first, actually. Okay, we've got the Seven of Swords there, actually. Seven of Swords, Ten of Wands. Five of Pentacles, we'll get one more. So for me, the Seven of Swords here is a risk. It's taking a risk. That doesn't surprise me that the Moon is there. Down, okay, down. So I think the concept of doing something more expansive and coming out of the comfort zone may feel like a massive risk, but I almost feel like I say it could have a big payoff, but it's not even that. It's not even about the payoff, to be honest. I think it's more, excuse me, it's more about, it's not about the payoff. It's about where being expansive, it's just the concept of allowing the growth, allowing yourself to grow is more important than having a massive payoff or security or things going exactly as you want them to go. As I say, we've got a risk here where you could be concerned about whatever choice you make or whatever action you take. Will it end up being burdensome? Could it leave you out in the cold, emotionally, financially? It's unknown. It's all unknown. That's a challenge. But I think any fears around risk are a challenge that you need to overcome. Because we have more power than we realize. Even when things don't go exactly our way or exactly as planned, we have the power to adapt, to change things again, to move on, etc. So King of Pentacles is an external factor, and we have the Three of Cups. That's support. That is 100% about support there. As an external factor, let's see in what context that is, because the King of Pentacles would be very supportive. As an energy, it would be someone who's supportive practically, and Three of Cups is just about support in general, isn't it? So is that what you feel like you need to do something? Like, again, if it was a relationship, is this another person where it's like, well, if I'm going to take a risk, I want the energy of the King of Pentacles. Is that person the King of Pentacles type energy, whether it's a man or a woman, where you can rely on them and they're stable and, yeah, and emotionally supportive as well with the Three of Cups? So we've got the Two of Swords, Five of Swords. It feels unknown, like the energy, you've got this representation of the King of Pentacles here, but it almost feels unknown. Knight of Cups. Right, Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. I am getting a little bit of the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. It almost, I mean, the Knight of Wands, again, it's a risky type energy, but it feels like a bit of a concern about a bit of a fantasy. If something would be a bit of a fantasy, and then obviously if it's a fantasy and it doesn't work out in your favor, then you get that kind of Five of Swords energy. It's not clear. Again, it's unknown with that Two of Swords. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, you got the King of Pentacles. Whatever choice you want to make, however you want to expand, whatever you commit to, because these cards, the Pentacles, King and Queen, they're both it's commitment, isn't it? So whatever you commit to, you would want to feel it's committed to you as well, or at least, so obviously if it's a person, you'd want that to commit to you if you're going to commit to them. If it's a situation, you want it to be stable. You know, like say if it was a job you were going to commit to, you want to know that it's going to be it's going to support you and it's going to be long lasting as well. It's not just, I mean, unless you specifically want a 2-month contract or something, you want it to be stable. You want it to be supportive to you. You want it to match that energy that you have to give. But it just feels risky and it feels unknown, and it's like almost feels like you're questioning, is this a fantasy? Is it too good to be true? Or would it be too good to be true? So let's look at, so this is anything that's unknown or that you need to be more aware of. We've got strength, yeah. As I said before, we have to realize our power in situations, even if things don't go our way. That would be Ten of Swords. We have the power. Leo card, strength card. We have the power, we have the strength to deal with anything. And when we know that, it makes us a lot more fearless and it makes us more willing to take risks, because it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. It might not go my way, but I'll be able to handle it, or I'll do my best. I have the enough confidence and faith in myself that I'll figure it out. And that helps us to expand as well, doesn't it? When we go through those experiences where things don't work out our way, it forces us to be braver, to be stronger, to do things in a different way, to adapt, to change. It's expansive. So Ten of Swords, strength. Ten of Swords again. There may be a massive fear here of something not working out, and it's almost a feel of shit, I'm getting stabbed in the back now, or I've done this and it's kind of stabbed me in the back. Got the Lovers there. What's going to come next? The Devil or something like that? No, I got a no on that. I'm not even going to look at it. I just got a blatant no. Try that again. We've got the Emperor. I'm getting the word steadfast. I don't even think I use steadfast in like my day-to-day life, but steadfast, which doesn't surprise me with the Emperor, the Seven of Wands. And again, that reiteration of power, that's that strength. That is that strength. And I'm just thinking, I just did a reading for Sagittarius and the Chaka Khan song came up, Through the Fire, where I think she says something along, she's willing to risk it all or something, to the limit, to the wall. And it was just making me think of that. And I was like, was that what I said at the beginning of your reading? But no, it was Sagittarius's reading. So if you've got Sagittarius in your birth chart significantly, you might want to watch that reading as well. But yeah, steadfast, it's that power, that energy that you can face any challenge, isn't it? And there's a determination there with the with all these three cards, determination that whatever happens, you'll get through it, and being willing to take the risk as well. The Lovers, it feels like, again, there's a choice. When you get the Lovers, there's a choice there as well. Do you choose what you love? Are you willing to take the risk, or are you going to choose what's safe, or just not even do anything at all? Be complacent. But yes, I think what needs to be known is to know your own power. Future, potential future energies. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Eight of, So, I mean, again, it's like a heads up that if you do something or do something new or take a risk of any kind and you end up dissatisfied with it and feel like, you know what, actually, this is not for me, you have the choice and the power to walk away. Obviously, I know that things can be more complicated than that. Sometimes it isn't always just, I can just walk away. There's other factors to consider as well. And obviously take that into account depending on your situation. But we know how we feel and we have to trust how we feel. If you feel dissatisfied, you may look at ways to change the situation. You may look at solutions, but if you can't find a solution and it's like, right, I can't change this, I'm not going to let it change me. And again, that depends on your individual circumstances. But if you can't change a situation and you feel like you don't want it to change you, then the only thing to do is walk away, isn't it, really? So, and again, that's the choice that you have. But you have to acknowledge those feelings first, because the cups are feelings. This is future energy. So let's see what comes up. Let's see what else comes up from that. I said there's a change here, but this may be a process actually, because when you get a card like the Death card, I think the initial thing you'd think is, oh, that means there's going to be a change and it just happens in like one day. But when it's something like the Death card, it could be a change that takes, not to scare anyone, like 6 months or something. So say if you did a reading every day for 6 months, you could get the Death card every day, because that's a slow process. It's not just you get it once and then it happens quickly. It can be a slow process of something dying, whether it's a part of yourself, like an old part of yourself, an old habit, a system. Again, going back to jobs, like if you're trying to leave a job, a lot of the time we don't just randomly think, oh, I want to leave this job and leave within that same second, do we? It's like a slow process where the feelings come up very slowly, that it's not satisfying and it takes time, and then you might look for other jobs. So it's a very slow, long process. Same with relationships as well. I can't imagine many people just suddenly think, I don't want to be in this anymore, and then they just leave. It's a process of things dissatisfying you and not making you happy, and realizing what's missing. You may look for solutions, try different things, and then after a certain amount of time, it can take people years. I know someone who was in a 10-year relationship, and they said that they knew after the first couple of years that they didn't want to be in it. So basically, for the last 8 years of the relationship, they didn't want to be in it, but they still did it. So that was a slow death, wasn't it, of the relationship? So it's acknowledging those feelings, that they're real, and what are we going to do with them? But as I say, this is a future energy. So let's see what comes up. Let's see what else comes up for that. I mean, again, it makes me think back to the Power card of what are you going to do about it? Because at the beginning it was, what did I say? Playing it small. Possibility of playing it small. Right, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. You can leave it behind and go for a new opportunity. Again, it's future energy. So even if there's been a change, it can be sometimes that there's been a change in something, and again, it's just that slow process of getting to the point of fully acknowledging how you feel and making the choices and taking the action to leave it. So this may be where, if things have changed, this is like the final straw. That can be like the final straw, and it's like, I want a new opportunity now, and this is future energy for you. You may even be offered something in the future, to be honest, that will make you feel happy. And there is the opportunity for expansion. The Eight of Cups, it can lead to a lot of expansion because you're willing to leave that safe zone and take a risk, because this person is going out into the unknown. They don't know what's going to happen. Look, you've got a full moon there. It's like is it mountains? Yeah, kind of like mountains, a field, whatever. And he's just going off, and he doesn't know what he's going towards, but it's more expansive than where he was because he wasn't happy. Something was missing. Something wasn't working. And support again with that Three of Cups. A new opportunity would be more supportive. It's almost like, well, not almost like, it's like you're supported, but you have your sense of independence and liberation as well. And the Death card is back. So it's kind of like wrapping up the story. I mean, I don't know if I mentioned the eclipse. Yeah, I did mention the solar eclipse, but the eclipse season is, I think they say it's about 35 days. And the effects are felt for is it 6 months after, I think. I think they say 6 months after an eclipse season, or after an eclipse, the effects are still playing out. So this could be like the final part of that story for you. Let me just get one for the Death card out of curiosity. I will take that. New cycle. Yeah, that would be the final straw that ends that story, so you can begin a new story. And in the new story, hopefully you fully acknowledge and recognize your sense of power, your power, and that you can, I mean, this is an expansive card as well, the World. What's needed for you to expand. One thing I will say is that peace and quiet concept that I saw in the beginning of the, like in the meditation, it may be that you need that peace and quiet to think clearly and decide what steps to take next and what you want to do. Or it may be that you're striving for peace and quiet, and that to you is expansive because it's like, well, I'm not restricted by everything else. So if I can just go off and have that peace of quiet and do whatever I want to do and have my freedom, that to me is expansive. Right, so I didn't even look at them today. 10 of Wands, Queen of Cups. This is your guidance. Release the burdens. To me, it's saying release the burdens of what you need to do or what's going on in life. And again, acknowledge the feelings. You had the Four of Cups there, the Eight of Cups there. Acknowledge the feelings, acknowledging how you feel. And not playing it small as well. Not letting anything hold you back. The baggage, don't let any baggage hold you back. Right, Eight of Cups is there again, Nine of Swords. There's stress around leaving something behind or moving on or facing what's missing even. But with the Queen of Cups, it's like, no, you can't hide from it. Why are they together again? They were together here. The Eight of Cups and the Four of Cups were there together, and they're back together again. You don't have to stay in the Four of Cups. You can get to the Eight of Cups and get away from that. I know there's other cups in between, like the Five of Cups, Six of Cups, Seven of Cups as well. You got a bunch of stages in between, but you can get to the Eight of Cups, and then the Nine of Cups, and then the 10 of Cups. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune again. It's like recognizing those feelings and acknowledging those feelings and being willing to do something about it changes things. It helps the wheel to turn. Let me get one just for the Wheel of Fortune, and then I'll get you a final card of advice. Nine of Wands. You got to release the fear. And I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to guess that this is just a massive theme for everyone, which is why it keeps on coming up about struggle. Release the struggle. We don't have to choose struggle. I've said it that life itself will throw plenty of struggles at us, but sometimes we choose struggles ourselves, and we don't have to. We don't have to choose struggles. It doesn't make sense. Why add more struggle when life does that to us anyway? And as I've said to the other signs as well, I know there are sometimes limitations on the choices that we can make, but yeah, do what you can. Work with your intuition, your discernment, and one thing I would say is don't choose struggle when you don't have to. Right, you got the Nine of Pentacles. Another thing I would say is don't choose struggle out of obligation. If things can be done another way where you're not struggling, then yep, do that. But choice, the power of choice as well. That was, whose reading was that? Was it Gemini's reading? So if you have Gemini in your birth chart significantly, you may watch that one. We have the Tower. I don't know why I'm getting so much for this. Oh, there it is, the Ten of Cups. I mean, it's in reverse, but I will take it up. But when you struggle, and sometimes when you do things out of obligation, where you feel like you're forced to do something, it's not a solid foundation and it leads to a tower. But then the tower frees you, doesn't it? So then you can do the whole 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and get to your 10 of Cups. Let me get you a final card of advice from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Final advice for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Nope, that's far too many, and I don't know why the deck's upside down. I mean, on the first card, sweet results await, clear out the clutter, freedom is yours. Very positive cards, but yeah, I'm going to try that again. That was like 5 cards. I'm not reading 5 cards. Can I have 1 card, please, for Taurus? 1 card for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please, as final advice. Just 1. Thank you, 1 card. There you go. Make your dreams real. Don't play it small. You have the choice. You have the power to expand. There you go. So, I love this card. The colours in it, the purples are beautiful. Right, let me read that for you, and then that will wrap up your reading. So it says, weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention, and then spirit joins you as your co-weaving partner. Take but a single step to make your dream a reality, and spirit will take 10 toward you, for the universe is designed to support your dream weaving. Spider spirit arrives when you need reminding of the awesome power of co-creation with spirit. Ideas and resources will begin to appear as if by magic as you begin to bring your dreams from the realm of intention into the world of the senses where they take form. The action you need to take is to be clear about your intentions, that's the heart, and then act as if you have become the one that lives the life you desire. The web of creation has an uncanny way of coming together to weave the beautiful pattern you set in motion. Another message of Spider Spirit is about any creative project you may be considering: writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, etc. Now is the time when inspiration wants to be channeled through you as something creative, even artistic and tangible. Creative projects are successful now. If you are so inclined, let yourself be open to abundance. And the protection message says, are you expecting your dreams to weave themselves into reality? Are you stuck in the sticky web of weaving dreams but never following through? The thread of intention isn't enough to make dreams a reality unless you do your part in the weaving. Spider Spirit wants you to know that your plans will remain ephemeral unless you commit to being productive and industrious, for Spirit will not do it all for you. Magic needs to be instigated, so begin to make your dream a reality by taking action today. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Can you release your limiting beliefs? Your dream is worthy of weaving. Today is a day to choose one small step towards your dream. Remember, Spirit is your weaving partner. You just have to be the first one to bring the thread to the loom, then continue to do your part. I'll leave it there for you. So again, just a reminder, new moon solar eclipse in Libra, 2nd of October. Pluto goes direct in Capricorn, 12th of October. You may want to check, if I can talk, where that's happening in your birth chart, which house. That may give you a bit of enlightenment. I'll be back in a few weeks for the mid-monthly check-ins. I hope that your October goes well, and until I see you again, take care.